All right, let's move on to our monster, the Witch Doctor. Ian, do you want to talk about it?
I'm glad I was not the only one who thought about that. The origin of the Witch Doctor is the Hezro. And, well, obviously, like in the other monster variants we have, we lose and alter some features. Resistances are then changed to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical, non-adamantine items. They have immunity to poison and poison condition, and they lose their stench, language, telepathy, and bite and claw attacks.
What do we get, Brandon?
The new feature says Plague Aura, 3 a day. As a bonus action, the Witch Doctor can pour a vial of concoction over its body. Rubs it all in. For 1 minute. When another creature that starts this turn within 10 feet of the Witch Doctor must succeed on a DC 15 con save or be infected with the Sewer Plague. That's in the DMG.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
If the creature failed to save by 5 or more, they also gain a level of exhaustion. Holy shit.
Don't miss.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
On a successful saving throw, the creature is immune to the Witch Doctor's aura for 24 hours. What is Sewer Plague?
It'd be nasty.
Well, pull that up and we'll talk about that after we get through this here. So the Poison Dagger is, you get also the Poison Dagger, which is a melee or ranged weapon that does 1 piercing damage or 5 piercing damage, and the target must succeed a DC 15 con save or be poisoned for 1 minute. The poisoned creature is paralyzed. That's brutal. Keep in mind this is a CR8 monster, so. And the creature can repeat its saving throw at the end of each turn, ending the effect on a success.
Okay.
Poison Dagger's a taser.
Okay, I'm going to skip to what it does.
Sewer Plague.
Yep. It takes 1d4 days for Sewer Plague symptoms to manifest in an infected creature. Symptoms include fatigue and cramps. The infected suffers 1 level of exhaustion, and it regains only half the number of hit points from spending hit dice and no hit dice at all from finishing a short rest. At the end of each long rest, an affected creature must make another DC 11 con saving throw. If they fail, they gain 1 more level of exhaustion. On a successful save, the exhaustion level decreases by 1 level. And if a successful saving throw reduces the infected creature's level of exhaustion below 1, then they recover from the disease.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Many things, but we've known this.
Yes. We're going to touch more on that in a second. It's going to get 3 legendary actions. It's going to get
about the blowgun.
What? Oh, I missed the blowgun.
You missed the blowgun.
Do you want to tell me about the blowgun? It's also a ranged attack.
It's a poison blowgun, range attack. It's a +6 to hit. Range is good up to 30, disadvantage up to 120. I just learned that last week. One creature does 5 damage or 1d4 plus 3 piercing damage, and the target must make a DC 15 con save, taking 24 or 76 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
All right, that's pretty brutal.
A lot for a blowgun.
It's going to get 3 legendary actions. It can make an attack with one of its blowguns, or dagger.
3 darts is too much.
It's going to get detect, where it can make a wisdom perception check. And we're going to give it Plague Swarm, which costs 2 actions. The Witch Doctor points to a space it can see within 30 feet and conjures a swarm of insects. The insects are friendly to the Witch Doctor and its companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creature as a group, which have their own turn. They obey any verbal commands the Witch Doctor issues. No action required by the Witch Doctor. If the Witch Doctor doesn't issue any commands, they basically just defend themselves.
Does the Plague Swarm also initiate the whole exhaustion thing?
What? No.
Because you're a monster like that.
So Alicia's showing the wonderful art piece for our Witch Doctor. If you don't know, all of our monsters get fully fleshed out backstories.
Looks like Voldemort went to the gym.
Backstories, beautiful stat block, beautiful artwork layout, and player character lore checks you can feed them, all that jazz. So let's talk about this little bastard here. Yes, he's a terror. So I just want to point out, my editor asked, what good is an effect that takes place 1d4 days later? Well, what happens when that 1d4 days later is in the middle of a dungeon? Or worse.
People start assuming that, they're sick because of something that's here.
In the area, yes. Yeah. That's it. One of the most confusing things to a character and the player is when they're stricken by something but don't know where it came from. That is terrifying when I just say you gain a level of exhaustion.
What the fuck happened?
How terrifying do you think that would that be as a player?
You're also bleeding from your anus.
Your eyes, your anus, pretty much any hole.
Yeah.
And it burns, and you got cramps. So that was the
So
reason for
Taco
that.
Bell got it.
Yes. So that was the reason for that. It's definitely later. There is a chance of hitting them up with exhaustion right away. Rick says, reminds me of the awesome write-up for blowguns in your weapons book. I forget its name. Yeah, me too. But yes, if you haven't picked up weapon perks, you certainly should, because it's single-handedly one of our best sellers. Everybody loves it because weapons need more variation. Dulcinea says, one of my players got hit with the eye rod and thought they got through it, but then it kicked in 1d4 hours later, and they've been paranoid ever since. Yes! Dulcinea, I love you.
I hate that rod. I thought it was so funny.
My eyes are bleeding!
I couldn't make the last game, but the game before then, the Patreon game that we were doing,
Yeah.
You kept trying to have me roll a con saves. I kept saving. I was like, fuck, I really want you to get eye rod. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to.
That?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you're supposed to say that.
Anyway, so let's talk more about this actual monster here. So the poison dagger for the paralysis is just perfect. Witch doctors aren't they don't have a lot of hit points. They're not meaty like they should be. So they weaken their targets before they kick their asses. Obviously the blowgun is the highest source of damage that it does. Another question I got asked. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, ting, walla, walla, bing, bang. Anyways,
but in a threatening fashion.
the other question I got asked is the other question, and I love my proofreaders. Thank you so much, Peanut. You're awesome. He goes, why does a monster, or he says, have you ever seen a monster with a legendary action just to look around? And my answer is, when you play with a lot of rogues, that is a necessity.
Yeah.
If that's all he's doing is looking for rogues that are hiding and darting around, it's worth it. I promise. Reduce that. And of course, the summoning the plagues and stuff, that's totally a Diablo thing, right? They conjure insects and toads and shit, right?
Now think about that one time in 3.5. So, question. When I wild shape into a 8-headed Hydra, do I get 8 perception checks? No!
You already get advantage, asshole! All right, anyways, that'll do it for... do you guys like this monster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because that wasn't very enthusiastic.
It's super dangerous, but yeah, I still like it.
Yeah, well, I'm a bastard. Oh, look at that! So, thank you, our wonderful Alicia, for she had snipped the blowgun, and it comes with the sleep dart, which you can take in action to make a ranged weapon attack, and on a hit roll a D8 48. If the creature's hit points is less than that, they just fall asleep. And then you have poison dart that forces them save or be poisoned. And our weapon perks basically are anybody proficient in the weapon can gain those perks. That gives the players a little more incentive to do what?
I wonder what.
Try out the other weapons to start, right? See what they do and change them for the situation. So if you haven't picked up weapon perks, you really need to. Everyone just loves it. And I'm not just saying that because we made it.